the Awesome Ones.
Who do you think I took your copy from? Didn't I mention it during the tag tonight? Oh, look at Zodiac go! Super kick! Canadian Destroyer! I have my Who Booked This Crap side already. I will give you that one, my friend. By the way, Nick is paying for the pyro budget on that. I'm not, for the record. Oh, spear! And the ref's dazed. Can't get. Oh my God! I thought that was going to be it. Oh, the ref said no, 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 no. For right now, it looks like Wednesday off starting next. Hey, that's cool. We'll chat later about it. First match, right? Oh no, you're leaving the promotion? No, 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 no. Well, I just said Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. This show is Super Kick! Let go! Let go! Third! Let go! Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the way for that. No. This life is going great! Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Apparently she's back.
Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Saturday Night AEW Collision Sidecast. Everything's somewhat in right shape tonight. Hope everybody's doing well, and hope everybody's having a good time, having a blast, as they call it. Yeah, just finished watching the first football game as we were going along. Hey, Homer, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Just watched the first football game. Man, you got a feel for the Panthers, right? Losing in the last minute to Stafford with that touchdown coming across. Of course, I got to root a little bit for the Panthers on the NFC side because, they do have a local boy on their roster, and having a Canadian there, especially one that lives maybe half an hour from your place, it's sort of worth it. I feel, if you guys are wondering, Chuba Hubbard, for the running back for the Carolina Panthers, is originally from Sherwood Park. For those that are familiar with the recent area, Bethesda High School, I do believe, is where he went to and played his early football. So, yeah. But you know what? That's football. This is wrestling. By the way, for the record, for those asking, we will have a ticker up for the Bears-Packers game. Basically, where the countdown is right now will be replaced with a ticker once the show gets going here, once the countdown goes away. So, but tonight is AEW's second night in Arlington. We are basically on the road to, I guess the best thing to put it is they're on the road to Grand Slam Australia. That's the next big show for Collision, or on a Saturday night. Next week we do have Maximum Carnage for the Dynamite side, but I do believe that's only a Wednesday thing, not a Saturday thing. But I could be wrong either way. It is a made-for-TV show, so we are. I think the Grand Slam Collision is probably the next bigger show that they're going to have. Not a pay-per-view, thank goodness, but yeah, we got a TNT title match between Mark Briscoe and Hichecero. Sorry, just pulling up the card beside me here. The Death Riders versus Skyflight with Mox on commentary. And Darby's probably going to show up because Pox is part of the Death Riders with Garcia and Yuta. We got the Demand taking on Jet Speed and Anthony Bowens. So I guess Jack Perry's out. Anthony Bowens is in this time. So that'll be interesting to see how things line up there. Commander taking on El Clone after Commander got basically screwed over by El Clone for the shot against Mark Briscoe in the match against Hichecero last Saturday. 16 ways to say that fast 5 times. But that should be a very interesting. I want to see if El Clone has a little bit more chemistry with someone the likes of Commander, because with Hichecero, things were a little bit sluggish going through it. So be interesting to see if they can speed things up and work it a little better here. But then we also got the Babes of Wrath and Chris Statlander, basically champ, because there's 4 belts there. Taking on the team of Hyen, Maya World, and Vert Vixen, who I think Vert should be another one of those that gets a contract. It is a local girl there. I do believe she's a former Defy Women's Champion. Nicole Matthews, I believe, is the current one, if my lineage is right. But, yeah, that should be... It's nice to see Hyen and Maya World get more TV time and just adding... Sorry, it warns me before it tells you. So thank you for the horn there, Homer. Appreciate it. Thank you for reminding me what I got to do. I got to fix those blurb redemption points. So, and then we're also going to get Mina Shirakawa taking on Lady Frost as well. So we got a hell of a card tonight, just lining up here. And it's a very stressful weekend for Tony Khan. If I have my way, his football stress will end in about 12 hours or so. More like 15. 15, but 3 to play the game. 18 hours. There we go. That's what we'll do. About 18 hours from now, because the Bills are playing the Jags. I am a Buffalo Bills fan. Tony Khan's dad owns the Jets. Tony Khan is a vice president with the Jags. Most of the work Tony Khan does is directly related to free agency following the draft. Like, he's out there picking up those guys that didn't make it in the 7th round or didn't want to get picked in the 7th round, and they're free agents. So then they get added into the mix for some other situations and other... Basically, if you don't get picked in the 7th round, you get to go wherever you want. You're not going to make as much money, but you're able to go wherever you want. So it's a great deal when you can get it. Just got to make sure you get it. But yeah, either way, I want the Jag season to end tomorrow because the Bills need to move on. It's playoff weekend. It's been a heartbreaking loss today for Carolina, and tonight they're going to have that shootout between Chicago and... Where is it here? There we go. Chicago and Green Bay are going to be up tonight, so we will have this ticker up for the night for us. Always got to make sure I take care of you guys, so you know... Because I know a lot of you are going to be asking what the score in the game is, and, well, I have it right up for you, so... I love how they brightened it up for tonight. Like the last few, pretty much every weekend they've been here before this, everything was all red the whole time. And now this is white, like a white, everything's pretty much white in the background there, so. Here comes the trios match right off the, we got, 3 trios matches tonight? So it doesn't surprise me that they're starting with one. Also, for the fact, Moxley, Moxley's theory is always the same. If you're not last, you're first. Not that Moxley's going to leave, but You notice there was no handshake between him and Pac and Mox there. They are definitely thinking of something with this. They have to be. Like, it almost seems plainly obvious that that's the case. Can you tell this is an esports stadium? So for those that aren't familiar, and yes, I always wait for the ring announcer to say her piece because, you know, that's the way I treat things these days. The esports arena, when it's not being used for wrestling, the most common use for it is like for League of Legends, like the big events. You're looking at League of Legends or shows like that will basically video game matchups. And I know personally I'd like to get a little bit more into that kind of stuff, but, you know, you need to get good first. I love Moxley. He's like, yeah, I don't want to remember what I did. So, So if you're not familiar in what happens, and I think it's a real big boon for Skyflight. Unfortunately, Layla Gray is going to be out for a while with her knee injury that she had in that. Remember that TBS title match she had with Mercedes? That just seemed to end abruptly, and we're wondering what the heck happened. Well, apparently she blew out her knee at that point, so it worked out perfectly. And then this week on Ring of Honor, it was announced by Christopher Daniels that Zeta Steele would be joining Skyflight for the time being while Layla's recovering. And this very well could be a great moment for her. Because if you look at it, like there's many opportunities where somebody got injured, somebody came in and just filled the spot. If you want to talk about the most recent one, and yes, we're going all over the place. We're not just talking about AEW. I would say if you look at Ludwig Kaiser right now and how he took over for Chad Gable's El Grande Americano, like, you just got to take an opportunity you get and just go for it because of injury. You notice I said because of injury, because I think AEW fans are very familiar with somebody taking advantage of a spot. I think we've talked many times about what happened with Hein and Maya World versus what happened with Miranda Elise and Nixon Newell. But yeah, it's been very interesting this week what's been coming up in the world of wrestling. Like the whole thing about Jake Doyle coming to AEW and the fact that TNA actually had Jake something, the former iteration of Jake Doyle, all over their advertising for the AMC debut next week. But to TNA's credit, they're actually bringing in AJ Styles next Thursday, so might be worth checking out. It's going to be a busy week overall with Maximum Carnage going on next week. And Okay, you know what? I'm the last guy to talk about this shaming, but has Darius hit the barbecue a little bit too much here? I don't mind putting on some extra muscle. That's fine. He just looks like he hasn't been in the ring in a while. Which is a complete fabrication because he's been working ROH quite a bit, but did Moxley just call him El Colon? I'm sure that's going to be used sometime before things run up here. El Colon. Nats, how the heck you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. It's been a fun night so far. We're starting off early here, so there's nothing too crazy going on here, but sad the Panthers lost. My buddies are fans, so I'm doing. You know what? I was rooting for the Panthers too. Like, if you aren't familiar, Chuba Hubbard, the running back for the Panthers, actually well, I don't know. I don't think he lives there now, but when he grew up, it was about 45 minutes from my place, and one of our members of Backbreaker Gaming here, Walker Pipe Guy, in the same town as Chuba Hubbard up here in Canada. So it was a rough game. I will say that. And I think the Panthers, hopefully they learn something from it. Because let's face it, the Rams got lucky. The Rams got lucky in so many ways. So cool. The running back for the Indiana football team grew down the road. Hey, that's cool. No, it's amazing the kind of relations that we have with people around here. But yeah, like, always been a fan of Chuba. Even with the fact that nobody gave him any respect for Oklahoma State, where he was running for his college career. Oh, Pac just said nope. I like how Pac has always been the flippy flip, the anti-flippy flip guy, and he's proving it right now. Got Bears and Packers on my phone, Collision on my monitor. Hey, you know what? I appreciate the support. Let's see how far we get with this picture-in-picture stuff here tonight. Maybe they finally got a fixer. Maybe they got it fixed up here. So, yeah, I think that Bears-Packers game is going to be a lot of fun. I think Collision is going to be a blast tonight. Just a lot of trios matches, a lot of great action. And I'll be honest, when it comes to these Saturday night shows, TK could mail it in right now, because I know we're not big on numbers here, but hear me out. Like, the numbers are going to be down, and the fact that they're doing, they're fighting the game immediately after the coin. Oh God, here we go. Penalties coming up everywhere. It doesn't surprise me. Honestly, if the Packers were smart, they would get into a rock fight right now because they got enough people on defense injured. But yeah, like, when it comes to these next, if both sides are doing it, what's the point? You're going to give 6 flags one way, 6 flags the other. Everything balances out and everything starts over. Unless you're going to toss somebody, What's the point of throwing a flag? Like, realistically, as you go, there's no reason to do that, right? So that's why you'll see quite often in hockey scrums where they literally will not put a flag down on anybody or call anybody on anything if there's an altercation between two people, because it's like both guys go off and there's no real advantage to it. Unless you get to the point where, you know, people start punching each other, then, you know, there's got to be something about that. But yeah, in the NFL especially, like, honestly, altercations that happen, like the one that we're, like, if there's any altercation that shows up, you're going to have the offense trying to get things going because the clock doesn't stop because of a skirmish like that. So the offense will get called for a time count violation if they don't get back in the huddle in 30 seconds. Think Mark Briscoe is main? Yeah, probably. I would think Briscoe and Hichecero will be the main event tonight. Because what other story do you have really going tonight that's going to be main? They got Mina and Lady Frost. They got the Babes of Wrath and Chris Statlander against High-End Maya World and Vert Vixen. You got Demand again against Jet Speed, but this time they got Anthony Bowens on their side, which, honestly, that could be a flip. It is a bit of a quiet night. And I was, by the way, good to see you tonight, Zodiac. I think it's a little bit of making sense because, well, the next 3 weekends here, the next 2 weekends, there's playoff football on Saturday night, right? Like, hell, I even have it on this. I have the ticker up on my screen right now for the Bears and Packers, right? It's one of those that you still want to keep working on stuff. You still want to provide a good product, but in terms of real solid, over-the-top, must-see TV, you're not going to get those numbers, so there's no point in throwing it over the top. Like, Briscoe and Hichecero is going to be a good night. It's going to be a good main event. And actually, it's very smart that they have this residency as well. Because this residency, it's a smaller venue. The fans know what's going on. The fans enjoy it. Like, you could see, like, this week is, I think, the first one where they got the cameras really up and running for the crowd. I'm going to give Darius credit. Like, I said it off the start of the match here. It looks like Darius had a lot of DQ, not just a DM, a DQ. But if he's moving the way he is, oh, here we go. Oh, Zeta, don't fuck with Marina, please. It's your first night on the main roster here. Might be bulking up, yeah. I'm never going to fault a guy because he's moving the way that he is. It's just he's starting to develop a little bit more Kingston-wise. If it shapes up, all the power to him. Like, I am the last guy to be criticizing somebody about the look and the weight. Oh my God, they hit the spot again. That was close. Yeah, there's no bad shows. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's what we're talking about. There's no real Scorpio just can't get that interception there at the end. Dang. When you step into a collision show, you know you're going to get a lot of good wrestling. You might not know everybody that's involved, but you're going to have a lot of good wrestling. All right. Marina missed her spot, but Darius sold it well. Like the distraction got there a little bit late, but they made it count the best way they could. Take out Dante, and there's the clothesline. Into the brutalizer, we're done. Collision's Rampage with an extra. It depends. Not honestly, I think there's been a little bit more story. Like they have tried to put a little bit more story into Collision than they did Rampage. At least that's what I think personally. Pac's just pissed that he has to wrestle on Wednesday. He was hoping to take a night off and just chill, right? But Darby threatened to break his ankle if he didn't give him a match on Wednesday. Oh, God. Zeta. Yeah, I'm. Thoughts on WWE pursuing Hobbs? Oh, here we go. Megan just shows up out of nowhere and just, yeah, let's throw a powerbomb out. Sorry, gotta get that in now. The sky is blue. Every company's interested. Every guy, girl, posts like that are literally engaged. Still have my can of Coke from earlier, so thank you. Oh, and I didn't get the points fixed for the sound effects, but I actually got the sound effects fixed. So you're not going to hear double.
All right, now you're overstimulated. Let's get some beer in you, and then it's right to bed.
Woohoo! Beer.
I appreciate that, Nats, and my opinion is if WWE is not, and I'm sort of thinking that to a point. I don't think every company should be interested in every talent. I love how Roddy was taking the promo one way and then just back the other. I'll get back to it here. Just when Mark Briscoe's talking, you must listen. You must momentum. We got to take the momentum of his promo here. The mighty Mo. Okay. But it doesn't have the same resonant effect if oh, we're getting a standby match. Brody King gets to murder someone. We get a bonus tonight. Let's go. As we're heading to a commercial break right now. Yeah, to answer your question from earlier, Zodiac, and I want to qualify something the Nat said here. Like, he says every company is interested in every guy and girl. I don't feel that's necessarily the case. Like, there are certain wrestlers that do not fit a certain style that will not work well in your promotion. You could see it like when you try and get square pegs into round holes in many ways, right? Sure, you can bring them in, but they're never going to work out properly for you, so maybe they just shouldn't have them. And you're seeing that in many different examples here going forward, and like you can always mold somebody into where you're going, but sometimes when you bring somebody over, it just doesn't fit. Oh, Hobbs absolutely could do well. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying that in terms of Hobbs, I think Hobbs would be perfect in there. Except for one small problem, which I do believe a few people have had problems there with that. Shelton, Bobby, Biggie, Kofi. Who else can I throw in there? You can sort of get the cut of my jib here when it comes to what I'm complaining about right now, but in that company has a long history of screwing stuff up like that, right? Funny thing is, Bobby had problems once Vince left, because more than anything else, Vince liked body guys. And Bobby never, like, outside of the ECW title, way back in, what was that, 05, 06? Did he really get a push into the higher round when Vince was there? And even look like right now, the Street Profits have disappeared. Like, I hate pulling that. He held the title right before Vince. Yeah, that little blip there before Lesnar got the title off him, right? Wasn't it Lesnar that won the unification match with him on those titles? Or did he got the title that him and Goldberg? It was a foggy time coming out of the pandemic, right? That was that title that he won because the Miz cashed in off Orton. So, but that was what, maybe 3 weeks? 3 weeks a month, somewhere in there. It was really quick. And that's no different than what happened with, oh, here we go. Speaking about a big man that needs a title. I'd love to see Brody get a shot. I really do hope he gets a shot right after Bandito. Why are you so dumb? Why are you literally so dumb? Hobbs been in AEW for 6 years. Yeah, like, oh, if he wants to go, let him go. I totally get that. I'd love to see him there. I'd love to see him. I want to see everybody get a chance. All right, this lasted about 30 seconds. Just to get Brody out there and get him a match, right? Be amazing in TNA. TNA, I think he might get more of a chance. I still don't see him getting a chance in WWE right now. They got their 3 or 4 guys that they want to put in that position. And they're not in a position right now where they're going to hotshot anybody. And in terms of their big destructible bastard, they got Obafemi coming up. Like, if you guys didn't hear, on Wednesday, after Obafemi defeated Leon Slater for defending his NXT World title at New Year's Evil, he literally left the belt in the ring and peaced out. Which I have mixed feelings about. I think it's a way to keep a guy strong, but the title weak. My opinion. It's all about what they do with it after. It drives me crazy about WWE. They only push a few guys, not it. Is it just me, or this is just a barrel of laughs watching Alexander literally beat people up? Is it just me, or does Archer have to put somebody... What was Archer going to say there that all of a sudden he had to cut himself off? Oh, it's pretty funny that way. I'm starting to love these Alexander segments. The ones that just, they're just randomly beating up people. It's like, it reminds me of the Attitude Era Office vignettes, like the ones that AEW has been trying to clone right now. That's correct. Lashley held the U.S. champ in 2022 before Vince left. He held the world in 2021. Okay, he lost it to Big E. That's what it was. And then lost it to Lesnar after that. The 2022 one was the one where he picked it up off the Miz, and then lost it to Lesnar because it was going to be, it was going to set up to be a unification match between the Miz and Lesnar, which I think we all can.
What the hell is that?
We could all communicably say that as the got off Lesnar in 2022. Would that be the so the Miz one must have been 2021. That's right, because Lashley won it. Lashley won it off Miz in the Thunderdome. Yeah, it was just... That's right. He lost it to Big E in the Thunderdome as well, because he can't... Big E said he was going to come out after a championship match, and he did, and everybody was like, why the hell is he acting like a heel right now? They couldn't figure out whether it was a heel or a face move that he did. My God, that Thunderdome era just... everybody has a little bit of brain fog in their life. I think those 3 years of wrestling, they're trying to keep the fog out of the brain out of most people here. Thank you for the history reminder, but yeah. But still, what is it? 217 days with a major WWE title. I don't consider the ECW title a major title. just I don't know, like to me, like even Lashley getting what he was, like he literally got it because of how jacked he was. I'm not even gonna kid that when it comes to a guy like Lashley. There, Vince got his rocks off about watching somebody that jacked getting the title. There's going to be a lot of interesting, like we did have the Mr. McMahon documentary, right? It was, I understand it was a semi-independent one, and WWE wasn't too thrilled about some of the stuff in it. There's going to be a lot of interesting stories that come out after Vince passes on. Because there's even still that minute percentage of people that think that it might come back. It always screws me up when they say Ontario CA. I always think they're going to Canada. It's going to be interesting when they come on their Canadian tour, the fact that they're going to have to run 18,000 seat venues. Winnipeg and Edmonton, unless you want to run like a 1,500 seat and risk losing a whole bunch of potential tickets. Because I think you'll get a good 5,000 here in Edmonton. Like, it's not going to be jam-packed to the rafters like it used to be, but neither promotion's getting that up here. But yeah, Zodiac, most to your point here, I would love to see Hobbs get the backing of a WWE promotion behind them. They're doing TNT at the top of the hour. What are they going to main event? So we're either going to get Demand versus Jet Speed and Bowens, or we're going to get High and Maya World Verta Vixen versus Babes and Statlander, or Champ, as we could probably call them. Based on that promo, it's probably going to be the men's trios, but Clone looked like he didn't know what to do there at that point. I absolutely love it. And Clone just said, "No, screw that. I'm going to absorb this. I'm going to throw you over the plate." I still can't get that cameraman. That cameraman's driving me nuts here. He's trying to make a C. You're tilting the camera to make it back to a U. You dumbass. But yeah, it's going to be interesting that they're going to do... You know what? It sort of makes sense, too, a little bit here. I'm just looking over at the game clock we got going on right now. Briscoe and Hichecero, if all things go good, that match will probably be during halftime of the football game. It's a very smart bit of counter programming if you're interested, like that halftime heat. Like, I'll almost guarantee you that TK puts out a post right when the match is starting just to see if people are... as people are doom scrolling while their team is either tied down or up, they see that there might be something to occupy themselves for 15 minutes. But yeah, once again, I did announce it. Oh, sorry. Hey, Michael, good to see you tonight. Appreciate you being here. I announced it earlier on Thursday's stream. I had the announcement. I guess it's a little more apropos that I announce it here. And we'll talk about it a little later on. But this upcoming Wednesday after AEW Dynamite, we will be having the second episode of Backbreaker Wrestling. And we're going to have, I think, it's going to be a total of 2 matches maybe. We'll see if we have to fit one more in after. But time-wise, we're going to have essentially we're going to have a 15-person Rumble match. I'm going to see if we can get a Rumble pin match. I want to see if I can make a variation on it. I'll see if I can set that up and have that ready for Wednesday here. Basically, the order of elimination is going to be the bracketology for a 15-person tournament to crown our first ever Backbreaker Pro Wrestling champion. It is going to be a single elimination tournament. You could have friends against each other. You got foes against you. You could have brothers. Like, we could literally have Madman Goldman taking on Chris Zodiac in the first round. I know they would probably like to face each other in the final, but they could be in the first round. But there will be an extra little twist that I will announce after the seating has been completed. So at least Clone's selling it a little bit, which is good. So I have to ask you, chat, what do you think of the CMLL partnership with AEW? I know that there's been very mixed feelings about the New Japan one. And we're not sure if it's in character or not, the words of Yuta Tsuji, the new IWGP champion, who has said point blank that he doesn't like traveling to America. He doesn't like taking on foreigners. And essentially, the IWGP championship will not be defended against a foreigner during his reign. That he'll defend the global championship against foreigners, but not the main title, right? Jesus. It's funny, my Discord just randomly starts sending out like 30, 40 messages at once. Ah, now I know why. Oh, look out. This is not going to be pretty. Oh, got out of it. Try to go for a tilt-a-whirl lung. Have you ever seen a counter like that? A tilt-a-whirl lung blower countered into a moonsault. Like, you have to be extremely quick for that to happen. I like the guy in the white in the background turns to the person whether he's like, watch this, watch this. And Clone bails. Smart man. Clone didn't want to get caught in that shooting star, that running shooting star off the ropes. There we go. Now I got a better chant going. Here it comes. If he hits it, it's over. Nope. I would think Clone would have to be the guy that wins this, just because he needs to establish a few wins. That's what he was looking for before. Oh, here we go. Jesus! Trying to get that blue thunder, that airplane spin into the blue thunder bomb, aka the portal bomb, and just gets reversed into a Canadian destroyer. And yes, I understand it's two Mexicans doing a Canadian move, but sue me. No, that was a shout out to Hologram right there. Oh, he just literally oh my God. Jesus. All right, well, we're still going. I will say this. People that are not watching this are missing out. I like Nigel in the background after he hit it. Now he's dead. Well, at least Callis gets at least one victory every show, right? Isn't that the rule? That's why he has to get like 500 people. Because if he gets all these bodies together, at least he'll be able to get at least one victory a show. Isn't it the way it works? That beautiful tilt-a-whirl backbreaker right there. Right on the knees. Reverse lung blower, essentially. That's just absolutely nasty right there. It's like a side version of a one-wing angel. All right, camera crew running down to the ring. I'm very happy for New Japan, the fact that they got their night the way they did. Because it's been so long since they've been able to fill that arena. Like the last few years for Wrestle Kingdom, they basically could fill the infield and that was it. Like they were getting maybe 20,000 for their biggest show of the year. And I think they finished with 49 or 50, if my numbers are right. You can just imagine the amount of pride that Okada has that he was selected to be Tanahashi's final match. Because, yes, there were a lot of people that were picked for it, and realistically, they probably should have had Nakamura as the last opponent. But, you know, FTF, I believe is the term. I guess the closing ceremonies for Tanahashi ended up being about an hour. Next. We still got 15 minutes yet. Like, according to that clock, they were doing it at the top of the hour. That's right. Okay, now we're better here. Mina and Lady Frost. This will be fun. The fact we're getting a little bit of a mix-up here tonight. Lady Frost getting back on our screen. But yeah, in terms of story, like, tonight is a little bit of a light dashing of moving things forward, and it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Because, like, once again, like, we're looking here, and it's a very close football game. Packers leading the Bears 7-3. Getting into that second quarter here. And it's expected to be like Nats talked about before we got going here. They were literally fighting right after the handshakes. So there is literally a lot of stuff going on. So, but yeah, just waiting for everything to go through with Maximum Carnage next week. Like Bandito getting a shot with MJF, Pac and Darby. Not sure what they're doing the women's side. I believe they're doing the Sisters of Sin versus the champs. I do believe that's where they're going. And that might start leading us towards Tekla versus Chris. I do think eventually, like, last week was a bit of a teaser as they were trying to lead sort of Mercedes over to Chris. In a way, after Chris was holding the cake and Mercedes decided to have a good tasting of it. Mr. McG, how the heck you doing tonight, sir? I hope you're doing well. I hope the balls are solid because the retro balls are rolling right now. Yeah, we've had some spirited discussions tonight. It's been interesting. Talk about Hobbs possibly going over to WWE. Future tag champs? Time will tell. There are a couple tag teams that are setting up right now. So as of right now, the roster is 15. I'd like to get it up to 20. We might just make one more faction out of it. By the way, each faction has 3 guys and 3 guys, 2 girls in Backbreaker Pro. So, you know, there is going to be a lot of mix and match and able to do. So I'm hoping we can get, like I said, one more set of 5, which I might just throw together. Need to get rid of the cake in the face trope in wrestling. I think it needs to be used a lot more sparingly. I'm never afraid of getting rid of most tropes. Because the less you use the trope, the less it becomes a trope, right? But if you're using it a little bit too much, yeah, then... Like, hell, that's the reason Tony Storm left WWE. If you're not familiar, by the way, Mina's on our screen, so forgive me for being distracted for a second here. But, yeah, the last sign of Tony Storm in the ring and at WWE was Tony's, yeah. Lady Frost, she's been on, thank you for the hydrate. Appreciate you for that one. Lady Frost has been doing a lot of work in Ring of Honor. Not tremendous a lot of work, but she's had quite a few matches. So is that Orange Cassidy sending her flowers? But yeah, we were talking about like all the potential, like the potential of like Hobbs moving on to WWE, that they were talking about earlier today and earlier this week. Watching all these trios go through and described a little bit about Backbreaker Pro a little bit more here and think they'll actually happen. I think Hobbs is signed for a while. It's one of those things, and I know we're not supposed to listen to Meltzer because Meltzer's Meltzer. But he made a very good point this week. I know, mark it on calendar, staple it up there. He was actually talking about NXT with it. If I'm Tony Khan, I'd get Kendall Gray when her contract comes up, offer her 10 times what she's making in NXT and sign her over to AEW. Like, you want to talk about people that'll fit perfectly and move back and forth? I think Kendall Gray needed WWE to get her wrestling acumen. Like, you always need the basics, right? When you come from an athletic background instead of a wrestling background. Jesus! Unless you're Lady Frost, and then you just absolutely destroy people. Then she remembers, oh yeah, I'm taking on Mina Shirakawa. Strong style is weak for most of them that come from Stardom. Oh, 3 shots. And Bull Nakano with the back fist. Yeah, that's Mina's finishing move, so that works out. And the thing is, a lot of people don't even know that for all the work that she's done. Like, she's got that Mina driver, and then also, like, the figure 4 is what she used mainly in Stardom to finish matches. But now she's got to think about these flowers and who sent them. Watch it be the Don Callis family. They're looking for more recruits. But yeah, they're doing Briscoe and Hichecero top of the hour here. It's interesting because I'm looking at, yeah, there's still 10 minutes left in the first half. I stand corrected. Speaking of the cake trope, do we get to watch it again? No? Okay. A quarter of her matches, the other person ended up injured. Not because of her, just bad luck. So when does she come back? Yeah, well, absolutely she's due for some time off. SI and PWI kayfabe confirmed. Yeah, she is the best. Like, let's not even kid ourselves. It's amazing because, well, all right, I want to see Briscoe do this exact same entrance, by the way. But when it comes to Mercedes, like, there's levels, and it almost feels like Mercedes hasn't even upped it into a higher gear yet. She's basically just Hichecero looks so damn ready right now. But no, I'd like to see Mercedes when she's going after a main title, not the TBS, not the tag, not the lower titles, like the main title. And I think when she comes back, she very well could come back as a face eventually, or turn a face. Because there's no way in the world I don't think she works as she's the Winnipeg Pro Wrestling Champion. There is no way that Tony Khan is not going to use that to his advantage for that April 1st show in Winnipeg. But yeah, this will be a fun match here. And once again, it's just not. We were talking about this. Like, tonight, my screen's actually going to work today. Jesus. Sorry, you guys don't see this, but as I was talking there, literally all three of my monitors blanked out and come back on again. So it's like, all right, well. So Hichecero tries to get him into the guard already before they even start, right? Tried to crucifix the arms, but because Briscoe was so quick, got out of it and hit him in that pin. Good to see Brandon in there getting the title match as a referee. All right, we're back. If this is going to continue to be the issue that goes on here, I'm going to, I might have to switch back to OBS. This is starting to get to be a little bit of horse hockey as we go along here, so. But yeah, just as I was getting into there, Briscoe basically, like, the next big show we got to worry about, like, next week's Maximum Carnage, of course, but then you got Grand Slam Australia in a month, which they like to put a good 3, 4, 5 matches on there, and it is Valentine's Day too, so if you're gonna make your significant other watch wrestling with you if they're not a wrestling fan, you damn well better give them a good reason to watch. I'll tell you this, Kyle Fletcher better be on that show. If anything, just for the ladies, so they make sure they get a chance to watch. I like the pacing of this match here. It's not going crazy, but it's impactful enough that you can work with her, right? So yeah, we got what? Are they not doing it something next week or what? Like I'm looking at this residencies on the 24th and 31st. Is there anything going on next Saturday? We'll have to see as things go. I'm pretty sure they got something going here, so unless they're doing Maximum Carnage as a double taping, which very well could be the case. Like, don't get me wrong. Martinez, don't grab the chair. Hichecero, very smart man. Now here's a question for, oh God. What a reversal by Hichecero here. Into the armbar and then cracking down on the ribs there with the leg. Now, as you see the cactus elbow from Mark Briscoe, the question I have for you is, when Mick Foley's contract runs out in June, do you see him being a competitor? No, absolutely not. But an ambassador for AEW? Could you see him as that, or do you see him as somebody who's just going to live off the convention lifestyle, which, granted, isn't exactly the worst thing in the world? Myself, I wouldn't mind seeing a guy like Mick Foley in here just because of the optics that would come with it. And the fact he might be able to, could see Foley getting the politics. Wouldn't be the worst choice in the world. We've had crazier. Then the conversation lifestyle is the way for Foley. That also makes sense too. Like going on your speaking tours, the comedy shows. I always love the comedy show because he is extremely funny without having to force himself to be. And to me, that's one of the key things on being a comedy guy. So, and in many ways right now, I think the status quo for AEW is not exactly the worst thing in the world. Build out some of the stories that you got here. We are going to have to mix things up a little bit. And I do feel that eventually, here's the crazy part. And I really do hope that the titles do flip before this, but could Mercedes be on a crusade to literally ruin everything about Willow, including both sets of titles? And that's how we get the introduction of Bailey W into AEW? Because if you look at it on paper, there is no way in hell Willow and Harley would even be close to being against the old Boston Hug connection, right? I don't know. My biggest slam dunk, I don't know whether it's hope, whether it's pray, whether it's idea. It's the fact that I do feel that we are going to get Bailey Dub and AEW. And not just via our simulation here, so. So, And I know we're taking away from a very good match here, talking about Foley here. Watching a guy like Hichecero here just trying to work over the arm. It's a classic strategy. It's rather amazing that you have something like this going on. I would love to see that, but the WWE Kool-Aid is strong. Honestly, I think she's doing everything to make sure the lip service is right where it needs to be. And when that contract comes up, yeah, she could get into training, but there's too many other places she wants to go to and that she just can't get to with access to where she currently is right now, right? So I almost feel she's biding time right now. Because they're sort of featuring her without featuring her kind of thing. Like she's almost forcing herself to get over via social media rather than actually trying to do it on her own. My God, Hichecero, what are you doing now? Back in the armbar. I thought he was going to go for the sleeper, but Briscoe got out of it enough to... Oh, God, they're bringing up the time limit. Chat, I normally don't do this during the sidecast, but unfortunately, I have no choice right now. I will be right back in just a moment. I will literally just leave the screen up. I will be back real quick. Of course, Hichecero pulls out a move I don't think we've ever seen before. As the just as I get back here. Sorry about that, chat. Straight up and honest, I got home late from work, so supper was a little later than usual. And unfortunately, when that happens, you got to take care of stuff. Oh, God. Is it going to be... He's not hitting the J driller. That was an angel's wings. That was... That's where a little bit of background needs to be set up there a little bit. Well, there goes a tooth. And another. Oh, God, this ain't going to be good. Now trying to do a head... How are you biting somebody through a mask like that? Jesus. Literally biting them in the eye? A froggy ball with an injured arm. At least he's selling it properly. Oh, God. That was very smart. That was a nice little piece of strategy here. Oh, God. Can he hit the J driller? Yep. All right. Well, this is done. Nobody kick out of the J driller. Hell of a match. And it's funny, when you have a guy like Hichecero, you're expecting to do a lot of the flip-de-do and how you do. But Hichecero has a whole different style amongst himself that just allows him to be a lot more fluid with a lot of American wrestlers, sorry. Don't want to say North America because Mexican is North America and all that great. Yeah. So I'm assuming the Death Riders are going to come out here right away. In fact, Briscoe can't even get his left arm up or his right arm up right now. Ooh. They are doing Maximum Carnage double shot next week. I love Ortiz just sitting there. World's smallest violin, buddy. Uh-huh. I'm actually looking forward to this match. Ortiz finally getting a little bit of time in the ring. So in other words, they're just going to be there just trying to rip everybody apart. All right. It's going to be a fun match, this one here. The fact that Ortiz is actually getting back on our screens. Eddie Kingston's always a good match. And the GYV, well, they need to get on the main TV a little bit more here. Oh, I thought they were doing... Oh, yeah, Omega's back on Wednesday. All right, we're getting a few promo spots here. Are we like... Can anybody say buying for time here? Omega's back on Wednesday. That's cool. I love the fact that they actually do use a Spider-Man game's name to get themselves over on this. So, but as we're moving into next week, like it's funny because we have such a high standard for what AEW has in terms of wrestling, and like we said off the top of the show, like. It's not a bad show, like, far from it. There's some good matches on here. And even the Commander versus El Clone match was pretty strong. But you almost get a sense of, if I want to go with a WWE equivalent to tonight, this is roughly that time where you're getting near Survivor Series. Where everything starts to slow down a little bit. SummerSlam's done. You got that little lull right here before you start ready to amp up towards the Royal Rumble. It almost feels like AEW's done that. Like after Full Gear, after World's End, everybody starts to take a little breath. After Full Gear, a lot of people shut down because they're waiting for the C2 to end. Because half the TV programming on AEW is a C2 at that point for the last month. And I've stated before, I think it's a great idea to have something that you don't have to be committal to watch to have as your main storyline going in through the Christmas season. But now they're at the point where, like I said, you can't argue about the quality of the matches. They're always good matches. It just, in many ways, a lot of it feels like a much ado about nothing. And it's not the worst thing in the world either. Like having the hyper focus on everything in microcosm, like sticking everything together in certain pieces, sometimes could drain you a little bit, and sometimes you just want to watch some good wrestling, and that's what we're getting tonight. And also looking at some of the stars of tomorrow. And I think Collision has a lot to do with people that we're going to see in the future. And yeah, like even Mercedes taking time off now is sort of a symbol of that a little bit as well, so... Sorry, just got to reboot something here for a quick second. Oh, yeah, we're still good here. That's good. No, I'm going to have to find out what's going on here with this program and all, so. All right, we are coming back from the... Oh, God. I thought we were getting an FTR match here. So, why are they bringing Cope up right now? Oh, it's just to put over FTR. Okay. And I get it. SI Tag Team of the Year and all the accolades that FTR get. They are a great tag team, and they, in many respects, are... Like, if you're seeding teams, you have to put FTR first in most situations. They're the best, but the most entertaining? That's really It's really a mix in the middle kind of deal, right? We got a Texas connection here. At least they're getting an intro. Getting intro down to the ring. It's not an already in the ring match, so but I would really like to see Vert Vixen get signed by AEW. She'd be a great fit into the ROH roster. But they gotta start like we need to see a start like 2026 has to be the year of growth for the women. You know the crowd's all into it here. And Willow's just such a sense of positivity. It's just great to have. And Statlander's just like, no, I am head boss here. Chris, if you're a title holder, show the frickin' front of the title. It'll be a fun match on Wednesday. I will say that. Like, we'll see what kind of continuity that the champs have. For those that aren't familiar, the champs. Since there's 4 titles in the ring right now. All right, chat, get it in there. Champs. Not Nigel trying to throw these puns out is just ugh. Oh, do I feel for Bears fans right now? 21 to frickin' 3, 2-minute warning. So I'll tell you right now, it's more entertaining to come watch us than watch the football game because it's in a little bit closer action here. But yeah, like it'll be interesting. Like I said, I think Tekla would be a hell of an opponent for Statlander down in Australia. In terms of Willow, maybe they focus on the tags right now, and the TBS title sort of takes a little bit of a backseat for a little bit. Oh, that was interesting. Instead of flopping, it was more of a lawn dart kind of thing onto her. Vert, you're not supposed to get taken out that quickly. Come on now. I will say the tag moves are working okay. Like, everything's solid. Like, oh, flipped across the ropes. Nice forearm shot there. Instantly Vert looking for the ropes. It's actually a very smart thing if you're a wrestler. Like, first thing, if you're on the ground, if you're actually looking to see where your bearings are, if you're a little off, it actually, it sort of tells you if you need to kick out or not, if you can feel the rope or not. Oh, God. Double knees to the back of the head. Yeah, we're back into the picture. I am glad that it is getting a couple segments here, though, this match. It is setting up a match on Wednesday, and I wouldn't surprise me if the Triangle Madness shows up tonight. It would almost be nice to see another disqualification with the interruption and just to get a little brouhaha going. Uh-oh, what goes up? Must come down. Willow's just got a smile on her face all through the commercial. You can't see anything else but her smile. But once they get done with the Sisters of Sin, I wonder where they're going to go with the titles here, because I'm sure that it's going to be Babes of Wrath versus Sisters of Sin for the next title shot. At this point, you really don't go that far away from that. Do you go Mega Problems next? Because I honestly feel if you get to Mega Problems, you get Mega Winners. Because those two, if you're going to put those people in a serious, like Megan Bay, Marina Shafir, if you're going to put them in a serious group, they deserve titles. I'm a Bears fan, locked to AEW. Yeah, I'm seeing the score here, Zodiac. I'm sorry. And it's a good time to get locked in. Like we were talking about the next set of feuds going on with the tag champs. Like it's sort of obvious the Sisters of Sin is going to be the next feud, right? But defense, yeah, well, there's no defense for the defense. But take a little solace in this, Zodiac. The fact that Carolina was sucking wind like this to start off the game, and then all of a sudden they turned it around and came within a field goal. And just, they couldn't do it at the end, but it was a lot closer than a lot of people expected it to be. So we get back from the picture-in-picture here. Trust me, I'm right now, I'm thinking about contacting Arlington National Airport and just finding some way to ground every plane so TK can't get back to Jacksonville for tomorrow. It's the running joke I had that TK's bought every table in Jacksonville for AEW this week. I'm surprised he didn't have a tables match. Hey, Vert gets a shot in. Attaboy, girl. So we're probably going to end up getting the Callis family coming out after. Well, Statlander just said to hell with you guys. And Vert just said to hell with you, Stat. Like, if somebody's going to take a pin, it's going to be Harley, but... Ooh. Oh! Wow, that was a shot. And now Willow's just saying, no, we're not going to have any more of this. At least for halftime, you're going to get a good match, the main event tonight. The Demand versus Jet Speed and Anthony Bowens. So basically, take out Jack Perry, add Anthony Bowens to it. That's gotta suck if it doesn't hit right. Oh. Maya whirled into a little spine on the pine. And Harley's just getting ready for the top rope. Such a simple move, but just so effective when, you just have the momentum that way. And here we go. Oh, no. All right, that sucked. Now you got Saturday Night Fever. Good night. Hell of a performance for the champs and also Vert Vixen, Maya World, High-End. Like, another great performance. Like, the performances are getting better every time out. Oh, Packers got the ball back with 10 seconds to go in the first half. Please don't put any more points up. Make it at least competitive for the second half. Oh my God. Oh, she's considering Willow and Harley as... This is the reason why Clark Connors is going to be in AEW soon. If you aren't familiar, yeah, Clark Connors, one half of the former Bullet Club War Dogs, is apparently going to be a free agent in the end of the month. And the main squeeze is talking right now. Toxic. Oh my God. All right. Not a bad promo. They really these four look like they're having way too much fun right now. Like Tony's complaining. Like Tony's seriously complaining right now. Oh God, we get more Don Callis from Tokyo. Was he even allowed in the arena for that match? Oh, for fuck's sakes. This is gonna be awesome, bro. Fletcher be out of the family. I think so. Fletcher and Takeshita. Proto Sheeta might come back as a face tag team. Not that they need to be a tag team, but and Fletcher's like, no, go screw yourself, Don. Fletcher's been commiserating with Takeshita. That's what he just said. So in other words, Proto Sheeta's been chatting. So we're definitely going to be seeing those two disappear soon from the family, which I don't think it's going to be any skin off our back whatsoever. Because what? Right now they're currently at 15? Yeah, 15 is what they're at right now. I do see a couple, like with those two leaving down to 13. Yeah, Jake Doyle made 15, so that's where we're at with that. So I could see them slowly working their way down. So, but as we are getting into our main event, I do give you guys a bit of a rundown about what's going on here on the channel in the next few days. I will be back tomorrow night. The plan is tomorrow night. I should be available tomorrow night with a little bit of Fortnite. They've decided to put South Park as part of Fortnite now, so we got to go check it out. And then we'll be back on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage. And then immediately following that, we are going to have episode 2 of Backbreaker Pro Wrestling, which we will introduce our first 15, our first 3 factions, the complete roster of all 3 of them. And I got a very unique way of doing it in a battle royal where the winner of the battle royal will get a bye into the 15-person tournament to determine who is going to be the first ever Backbreaker Pro Wrestling champion. So, and as you get eliminated, you're going to get slotted into a spot. So first eliminated is going to face second eliminated, third is going to face fourth, fifth versus sixth, and so on all the way down the bracket. And we could have friends, we could have enemies, we could have all over the place. From the shower? But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. And it could be anybody. And I do have, so last week you got to see the first 11 people on the roster. The last 4 that we have to reveal will be part of the Rumble. Focus on the tag team. Hey, there's a thing you can call the Champ Zodiac. Remember that. Because we're going to take the men's title first. And then, because we do have a And here's the other surprise for you guys. We won't be in the Backbreaker Pro Arena. We are going to have our first premium live event, which will take place over 3 weeks to determine our new champion. Week 1 is going to be the first round. Week 2 is going to be the quarters. And then week 3 will be the semi and the final. So that's a little other piece of breaking news here. And then Thursday we'll be back with Super Mario Galaxy. We're going to the Joy-Cons. If the Joy-Cons don't work properly, I think this might be 3 and done for our friends in Galaxy. If you watch the streams, you'll understand why the Joy-Cons are sort of a necessary, or the motion controls are somewhat of a necessity for the game, and the syncing that the Switch does with that game doesn't match up very well. So, but yeah, with that being said, whether you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Whether you're watching on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button. If you really like what you see, consider subscribing. But no matter what, I appreciate all of you being here. No matter what you're doing, what you're hanging, whether you're watching the halftime show on the other TV, or the phone or the laptop or whatever you got, I appreciate you being here. But right after we're done here, we are going to get into our trade window in week 6 of my GM, as we are working towards the Hall of Fame. My personal goal is to get us into the Hall of Fame before 26 comes out. Because basically right now we have 2 months to get through this, to get me to the Hall of Fame then. Because it looks like late March is when we're going to get 26. We will probably run Backbreaker on 25 for a little bit until I get everything set up. So they're going to beat up on him 3-on-2 and then have Bowens randomly show up after? Bowens is like, hey, I can actually get away from Caster with this? It's funny, watch him run down that ramp. The carpet is messing with. Yeah. Like, it's funny because I was talking about it earlier. This venue, when it's not being used for wrestling, is actually used for like CSGO, League of Legends, fighting game tournaments. Like, that's the primary use of this thing. It's not. Oh my God, we got scissoring in Texas. Well, that sucked. Oh. Kevin Knight just, I think his arm is like really tough right now on himself. Like, this is the position where you... Oh, God. Like, you literally have... you have Kevin Knight and Speedball Bailey. They're like the ones that have like 10 stamina and you're bringing them into a match where you're just praying they don't get injured. I love Tony. He's like, where do you come up with this stuff? Bowen's just getting worked right now. And that's what you sort of expect in a match like this. Like, Speedball seems to be okay. Kevin Knight, like, his arm is, like, there's a reason why Jet Speed's all hiding under the ring right now. And, of course, Bailey's full of K-tape. Collision's okay. I don't want to overstate it. But it's been a decent show tonight, PGC. It's been, like, we've already had Briscoe defeat Hichecero for the TNT title in that match. Got a Lady Frost sighting as she took on Mina Shirakawa. The champs. Babes of Wrath and Chris Statlander. That's what I figure we should call them for a name. They were victorious. Got a Vert Vixen showing. We got a promo showing the first... we got the first glimpses of the potential Kyle Fletcher leaving the Don Callis family. With a little promo where Fletcher was asking Callis about what happened at World's End. And basically... Callis just said, yeah, the only person that got screwed that night was Okada. And that Fletcher needs to focus on the TNT title. And we all know that's BS. An overall nice night of wrestling. Yeah, like, it's the one thing about Collision that you can never doubt. It's the fact that the quality of the wrestling's never going to be in doubt. It's just in terms of storyline progression or anything like that, you're not looking for a whole lot tonight. Couple promos, couple segments. We heard from Mercedes Moné saying she's taking some time off right now, which I'm assuming she's going to be losing a few belts while she's gone. Because she can't lose every belt on TV. And probably has to change the gimmick up a little bit, just a tiny bit. But yeah, in terms of, I love how my sports score spot just literally fast forwarded an entire quarter for the Bears-Packers game, even though it's still halftime. But I digress. Yeah, in terms of, let me just double check here so I don't miss any important details. The Death Riders came out and Skyflight put on a hell of a performance, but the Death Riders are death riding, setting up for Darby taking on Pac next Wednesday. Zeta Steel got her first AEW Collision part of Skyflight moment as she was very close to being destroyed by Marina Shafir, but ended up getting destroyed by Megan Bayne instead. So they're reminding everybody that the mega problems are still a thing, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Like I said, the mega problems are probably the one I would pick to go next against the Babes of Wrath. The only problem is they should win that. The mega problems should be the ones to win that match. But yeah, other than that, I think it's been pretty kosher for the evening. Chatted a little bit about Hobbs and the potential interest from WWE. As we sum it up in layman's words, duh. Talked about the situation about being different wrestlers moving to different promotions and just with everything going on, like, it's been a typical Saturday. Talk a little bit about sports as, once again, the third quarter is underway here in the football game. I love how they're throwing the as long as it takes thing. I don't think we're going much past 8 tonight, folks, or 10 at other ventures. We will get into 2K as soon as humanly possible tonight. And, of course, the old-fashioned trope of just about made it to the corner, and nope. But, yeah, like we said before, the quality of wrestling on AEW has never been in question. I don't think there's ever been a time where the wrestling itself, like isolated matches, where there's been a position where the wrestling has been really bad. It's been awkward, like pandemic era was awkward, but in terms of story development, like we essentially have 2 full months, 2 months and a week until the first pay-per-view of 2025 or 2026, sorry. I guess that's the first time I've done that on stream. But Grand Slam Australia might be the best one. I love pandemic era because AEW was here forever, yeah. The joys of being down in Jacksonville, yeah. Gotta love me a good old Kataro Crusher. That is a TKO if I ever seen one here. Like, don't get me wrong. The pandemic era wrestling, like we said, wrestling is not bad. Just that whole awkward... What's that chant they do? Awkward silence. Clap, 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 clap. Hey, Grizz Dragon. How you doing? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Watch a little AEW tonight. Always having fun. Uh-oh. Bowen's in a little bit of trouble. A gutbuster cutter into a scoop choke slam into a lion salt. My God, some of the moves that they put together here all together. Like literally just snap, 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 snap. And that's the thing about this AEW ROH setup. Like they have the different combinations. They have the different stuff. They know how to do this stuff naturally. Good, I'm glad. Oh, God. Oh, we're... Little mic check there on the side on Ricochet, so he's out. Okay, those two are out of it. Bishop Khan is now out of it. Ooh, nice kick. I would like to see Bowens get a win here just so he could get a shot at the national title. Because it'd be nice to get somebody different in that position, right? Oh, and there we go. Bowens knew what he was doing. Oh, God. Bowens knew how to dive out of the... Oh, God. Kevin Knight out of nowhere. This is pretty fun, right? Bowens with a knee. Only a 2. No, it has been a fun night of wrestling tonight. I will say that. And Grizz, if you were here earlier, we were talking about this. Like, AEW is known. Like, you can complain about storylines or whatever setup, whatever way you want. You can't argue the wrestling and how good it is. Oh, God. I saw Bowen's about to die right there. Why are you trying to kick Leona in the head? That's like trying to kick concrete. What in the hell? Bishop Khan with a double flatliner there? Just straight down right on the face, both sides. Knee to the back. Oh, Ricochet. Oh, he was going for vertigo. And Bowens got out of it. Oh, God, there we go. That kick hit. That kick hit. Oh, sure, pull the referee. See, Bowen should have grabbed the tights just for the hell of it, because we all know he's a heel. There's the mollywop, but he's not legal. Now they care about it. And that's how they're going to end it. And Speedball just can't get in time. And Ricochet's like dead. I think he'll enjoy it when he comes to. Ricochet's so good at being dead. So Caster's going to come for the save. I would almost guarantee that's the case. Jet Speed ain't no condition to come make the save. Here he comes. Oh, he's like, no, beat the shit out of him. Oh, so he was just playing a ruse. Okay. And here comes the Callis family. So next week we get a 300-person tag team match. And here comes a conglomeration. Let's just empty the locker room. What a way to finish, right? And of course, Orange Cassidy running down to the ring as always. At his maximum speed. Yeah, we're probably going to get like a 16-man tag match going on. For me, that probably makes the most sense by the time we get going here. But yeah, we're looking at Maximum Carnage next week. Gonna be a decent show. Like, tonight was okay. Like, it was a hell of a main event. Great wrestling all the way around. Storyline progression, there's a tiny hair here and there. Just enough to keep you, You know, it's like when they put a little bit of seasoning on your steak, just enough to make you eat it, even though it might taste like garbage. It's sort of like that extra scoop of sugar for your medicine. Not that I'm saying the wrestling, like I said, the wrestling's good. It's just blue cheese is not garbage. See, the problem with me is I can't figure out between blue cheese and moldy. That's just. Besides, I'm a ranch guy for my wings, so. But yeah, just putting an extra little bit of. They've sprinkled enough little bits in here, not to make it seem completely like video game wrestling. I think is the best way to put it. I use that term quite often when I talk about wrestling. When it feels like the wrestling's just there for the sake of having matches. This had enough of a storyline built up to most of it that you didn't think that. And it's just that extra little panache that helps out. They are going to have to ramp it up a little bit here in the next couple weeks. I'm hoping that Maximum Carnage sort of is a focal point to just, once they're done that, they start working towards getting Grand Slam Australia set up the way they need to. Because while Grand Slam's going to be a, no pun intended, but conglomeration of two different shows, right? As much as AEW says they don't have a roster split, they have a roster split. It's very soft, but it's there. There's certain people that only work certain nights. And there's some that work both. It gives it the feeling that there isn't a brand split, but there is. But like I said, all in all tonight, we're going to wrap this up fairly quick here because we want to get into 2K, but matches, fairly decent. I would say all good. And the main event, pretty damn amazing, like Grizz Dragon said earlier. No, she's not. Don't even. She's signed for a while now. She's taking time off because she's worked so damn hard over the last few months. Mercedes ain't going nowhere. It's just she needs time to recharge the character. And honestly, if they're going to move her into the main title division rather than the TBS title, maybe you need a little bit of a break here to reset and sort of give the gimmick just that extra sadistic change here. And I think it's going to be very appropriate that she does that, right? I can't see her going to the other place with all those other titles, because dropping all those titles at once. Yes, I know Cardona did it, but I don't think Monet is going to do much of that. So, but with that being said, I think we're going to wrap up this portion of the show here. Want to thank everybody for stopping by here. If you're watching on YouTube, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We are going to continue the stream over there because we are doing something for our gaming channel, and B, with copyright music. Potentially copyright music. We shut it down on the YouTube side, and it will be available over on our gaming channel. The My GM modes run out every Friday following the taping on the Saturday, so make sure you check it out there. On Backbreaker_gaming on YouTube. And, but yeah, with that being said, we will be back here next time on YouTube on Wednesday for the aforementioned AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage. And, yeah, but as we sign off, I want to say thank you everybody for being here. And we'll see y'all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Take care, everybody.